All right, you ready? Let's go. We're going to start at the very beginning, the prehistoric era. This is from roughly 2.6 million years ago to about 4,000 years ago. During this time, humans didn't really invent anything. We're just hanging out, making tools, hunting, gathering, living in small groups, eventually migrating all over the earth. And at the end of this era, we started to build permanent settlements and domesticate animals. That's right. We went from this to this pretty quickly. Isaac Newton developed his theories of gravity and motion. The microscope and the vaccination were invented. This era is characterized by two world wars: the Great Depression, the Cold War, the Internet. Globalization, space exploration, and climate change. We've had some major advances in medicine, like the discovery of antibiotics and vaccines for diseases like polio and measles. We've developed nuclear weapons and energy. We've put humans on the moon. And now we're talking about sending humans to Mars. Technology has advanced at an unprecedented rate. We have smartphones that can fit in our pockets, and they can connect us to anyone in the world instantly. The periodic table of elements was developed by Dmitri Mendeleev. Charles Darwin published his theory of evolution. The steam engine was invented, which led to the Industrial Revolution. And then suddenly we had cities full of factories and people working long hours in poor conditions. At least we had some major technological advancements during this time, like the cotton gin, the power loom, the telegraph, and the telephone. And then we had the first automobiles and airplanes invented at the end of this era. Whoa. Next up, we have the ancient civilizations from about 4,000 years ago to about 600 years ago. During this time, we had some major advancements, like the invention of writing and the wheel. During this time, Europe got its act together and started exploring the world and trading with other cultures. They discovered the Americas and circumnavigated the globe. They established new trade routes to Asia and the Pacific. They began to colonize the New World, and the Atlantic slave trade started. During this time, there was a lot of scientific advancement, especially in astronomy. Copernicus developed the heliocentric theory, which placed the sun at the center of the solar system instead of the Earth. Galileo made improvements to the telescope and observed the phases of Venus, the moons of Jupiter, and the rings of Saturn. We also saw the rise of some of the first great civilizations like the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, the Minoans, the Greeks, and the Romans. They invented tons of stuff. They built huge structures like the pyramids and the Colosseum. They developed complex legal systems and democratic governments. The Greeks especially had a golden age during this time. They made huge strides in philosophy, science, art, and literature. But eventually, the Roman Empire fell apart, and Europe was plunged into a period of darkness known as the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, which lasted from about 600 AD to about 1400 AD during this time. Most people in Europe were peasants who worked on farms. There was a lot of poverty and disease, and life was hard. But during this time, the Byzantine Empire was flourishing in the East. And in China, they invented gunpowder, paper, and printing. Also, the Islamic Golden Age was happening, which contributed greatly to the advancement of mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Okay, now we're moving into the Renaissance and the Age of Exploration from about 1400 to about 1700. Now we in the Scientific Revolution and the Enlightenment from about 1700 to about 1900. This was a time of great intellectual and scientific advancement. And now we're in the modern age, which started around 1900 and continues today. And that's the timeline of human civilization in 60 seconds. See you next time.